Well, I thought they did good. They came out ready to practice. I thought it was very competitive all the way to the end. The biggest thing I challenge them on is, to be good at the end of practice. We lost some games in the fourth quarter, and told them to stay engaged. I thought they did a good job of that. So I was fairly pleased today. It wasn't perfect by any stretch. We made some mistakes, but as long as they keep working hard, we'll be able to correct the mistakes we're making.
Had to be happy with the defense performance today.
Well, I thought both sides of the ball. Actually, the offense won the day, and that's what that punt deal was. That was bonus points, and the defense didn't have to run because their guy caught the punt, and the offensive guy didn't, Jarvis. But I thought it was pretty balanced most of the way. But I do think the defense made some good plays. We gave up a couple explosive runs, which concerned me. But other than that, I thought they had a good day as well as the offense.
How has Gerard's camp gone so far?
Yeah, it's I'd say it's for our expectation of him and what he's going to be. I'd say it's above average. It's not great just yet, but in defense of him, there's a lot of, he didn't have spring ball, and we're trying to work through some things, and we put a lot on him, and but I think he'll have some great days ahead. It's just a matter of him getting comfortable throwing the football again.
Coach, you raved on Vaughn after practice one. Has he carried that over throughout the first week?
He's had five practices. The thing I've always challenged Vaughn on in the past is consistency. Don't get lost in the game, and he's been very consistent. The defense needed a sack on that last play, and he beat a left tackle around the edge and sacked the quarterback to just to shut that play down. So I'm very pleased with Vaughn. I think he's had an excellent camp.
What about your evaluation? Tannehill, along those same lines. What do you feel he's at this point?
I think all the quarterbacks. This first week is a struggle because they have a lot on them, and they're sorting the way through there. Ryan, I think, is much like Gerard. I thought today was good. I don't know if we threw a pick today necessarily. We've have thrown a few picks in practice. So if we come out without an interception, I feel fairly good about the group. I thought they managed it pretty well. I thought Tannehill was better today than he's been, but still not as good as he'll be.
Coach, how pleased are you with the first team O-line, and is there another player or two that are nipping on those heels?
I don't know. It's too early for me to say I'm pleased with them. I'm pleased with the way they're working and how they're getting along. There's a lot of little things happening that they're not throwing flags on. Guys move in and jumping off sides. We've had some fumble snaps. So anything like that can really kill a drive and kill a game. So we have to clean up those little things because they will be big things in a game. So I'm pleased with their work ethic, but they're not near where they need to be right yet.
What's your record? A couple times to prepare for this, as opposed to last year. Too early. Can you compare this first practice in pads with last year at this time?
That's like 30 years ago.
That's not
I will say this: just from the start of practice to the end, there's more hitting. It's more physical than it's been since I've been here, and I think a lot of that has to do. I said it for the first year. You have to have competition. Guys are fighting for jobs. Those offensive linemen see those young freshmen want to be players. Receivers are fighting for spots. He's trying to be the starter over Terrence McCoy. Brandel Jackson's breathing down. Jeff Fuller's back. The outside linebackers. Stewart's trying to step up and be a player. He doesn't want to be a backup. The defensive back pool is just a lot more competition. So I think that elevates everything, and I think we're ahead that way. We're still at work in progress. We got a long way to go.
Along those lines, how would you rate your inside linebackers play to this point?
Garrick Williams has shown up as a pretty dominant player. Mike Hodges has played pretty error-free. He's shown his quickness. He's run a lot better. I think Kyle Magnum has had a good camp and will be playing. And the fourth linebacker is yet to be determined.
What about tight ends? Lost McCoy there. How's tight ends looking at this point?
Losing McCoy, going into this off season and going into this camp, I thought he would be the most missed player, and I still say that. I mean, as far as his versatility of all that he did, we miss a lot of guys, but he had played fullback. He could play tight end. He could play slot. And heck, at St. Louis now he's playing tailback. So we're trying to find a guy like that is near. That only comes around once in a while. But I think they're stepping up. I think the young freshman is starting to show some promise. Hicks, Nehemiah Hicks, he's definitely athletic. He's a big guy, has big, strong hands. And then I think Prelo has come in, as well as Mike Lamont. So and Kenny Brown's kind of like that that tweener guy that can play as inside receiver or a tight end. So we still have a ways to go there. We're not set there yet.
How much progress has Easy made this week, Coach?
Easy's competing his butt off. I mean, he sees Terrence in front of him, and he doesn't like it, and that's the way it should be. Plus, he has Nate Askew trying to beat him up. So Easy's really competing. He's working real hard. My thing with him is he has to improve as a blocker. He should be the best blocker on this football team, and he's working on it. So, but I'm pleased with him. He's made a lot of progress.
About going into two-a-days tomorrow, just your thoughts on this team, ready for that, and anxious to see how they push through it?
Yeah, I think that the morning practice will be fine. The afternoon practice is always the challenge. Today was a pretty physical practice, and so they got to be able to bounce back. We talked to them a lot this year about taking care of their bodies. They were so young last year, getting in the ice tub, drinking lots of water, eating all their meals. These kids don't eat right, and so get them to eat their meals. Obviously, we feed them 2 meals, but they need to have 3 or 4 meals to be able to put in the nourishment they need to practice. So I'm anxious to see how they do tomorrow in 2 days. If this week is any indication, they should do okay. But the test will be in the pudding tomorrow when we take a look at it.
I know you always have scouts that come around. Alonzo Highsmith here today. Was it nice to see a familiar face like that, a guy that was on the staff with you?
Yeah. I hired Alonzo in Green Bay, and he lives in Houston. He's a great scout. He did an unbelievable job for me when I was in Green Bay, and he's a good friend. He's welcome here anytime, and does a good job for not only for the Green Bay Packers, but for football in general. He has a great respect for the college game.
So you're not going to cut out scouts like some others are doing?
No. I've before I came to college, my paycheck had NFL on it for a long time, and I have a lot of respect for the guys up there. No one here has ever come here and not acted the right way. But no, I'm not cutting scouts out. That's part of these kids come here hopefully to be engineers and doctors and teachers and whatnot, and we want to give them every opportunity to do that. And if the good Lord has it that they can be NFL players, all the power to them. And we want them to be evaluated. I wouldn't want high school coaches to tell me I can't come on and watch some of their players as I'm making an evaluation. But everybody has their own opinion on it. That's just mine.